This video contains the full solve for mini hunt number 5, which was completed on December 1st, 2020 for a prize of $250. The hunt lasted for just over 3 months, and the winner was Elise the Cat. Mini hunt number 6 will be released on January 1st, 2021. If you would like to be eligible to win these mini hunts, head over to patreon.com/digitalburiedtreasure and become a supporter. Let's get into the solution. This puzzle began with a riddle and a ciphertext. In addition, there were 4 hints given during the course of the hunt on a monthly basis. They weren't necessary for someone to solve the riddle, but helped narrow it down as time went on. I'll break down the full meaning of the initial riddle and each hint here. The riddle reads, "A hidden clue is pictured here, enigma sent to someone dear. You mustn't knock upon the door, and only win by keeping score." I'm going to start by going through the whole solution based on just this initial riddle, and then backtrack to explain the monthly hints. Hopefully it was apparent that the first step you needed in order to solve this riddle was to decipher the encrypted text. Some people, I expect, already knew of this cipher, which is called the Dorabella cipher. If you didn't know about it, you would have been able to figure out what it's called on Google by typing in something like cipher with half circles or something similar. The riddle also gives a clue to the name Dorabella cipher, although not in a way that was probably that helpful, but I found it amusing. Dorabella sounds like the word doorbell, which you would use if you aren't going to knock on a door, as line 3 of the riddle says. This was sort of a silly pun, but I liked it and wanted to make sure that at least some reference to the name of the cipher was in the riddle to cover all the bases. The Dorabella cipher was invented by the English composer Edward Elgar, who lived from 1857 to 1934. It was used in a single correspondence with Dora Penny, a student who became a close friend, and from whom the cipher takes its name. The cipher has never been conclusively solved, and Dora did not know its meaning either. However, there have been some proposed solutions, and that will come into play in a few minutes. Edward Elgar wrote a piece of music from 1898 to 1899 called Variations on a Theme, but which is commonly called the Enigma Variations. This name is referenced in line 2 of the riddle, along with the someone dear, who is Dora Penny. Each of the 14 variations on the theme in this piece were a musical representation of one of Elgar's close family and friends. The 10th theme is called Dorabella and represents Dora Penny. If you've been following Digital Buried Treasure for any length of time now, you'll appreciate the coincidence of the number 10 in this usage. With this background knowledge, the riddle should start to make some sense. Line 1 is introductory and just says that the ciphertext contains information you need, hence the hidden clue. Line 2 brings in the enigma variations Edward Elgar and Dora Penny, although these could all be reached by either knowing or discovering the origin of the cipher as well. Line 3 confirmed the ciphertext as Dorabella via this cheap pun, and line 4 is where we need to go next with this information. In music, a score is the formal name for the sheet music that contains all the parts played by an ensemble. This is what conductors read from to direct an orchestra. You can access the score for the Enigma Variations online for free via IMSLP, and probably other places as well. You don't need to read any music in order to get the information needed from the score either. If you look through the score very early on, there's a dedication which says, "Dedicated to my friends pictured within." This phrase ends up being used as a one-time pad or key to solve the ciphertext, which is also the exact same length, 34 characters. Realizing that fact was one way to confirm that the dedication was useful to the hunt. The other confirmation is found in line 1 of the riddle, which says, "A hidden clue is pictured here," which borrows the word pictured from the dedication and hopefully stands out as unusual so that you can draw that parallel. I said earlier that the Dorabella cipher doesn't have any official solution, but that hasn't stopped people from trying. If you look up solutions to the cipher online, you can come across various proposals for solutions. I used one such proposal to encrypt a clue. The best way to figure out which solution I used would be by a comparison of the handwriting, as I digitally copied the symbols from the solution that I used to create my ciphertext. You could also do trial and error, but because the English characters are also encrypted, it won't be immediately obvious which one is correct. Once you translate the Dorabella cipher to English characters correctly, you'll have a long string of 34 characters, which I'll put on the screen here. If you decrypt this using the exact text of the dedication as a one-time pad, you'll have the following hint: a musical silence under the roar of a lion. At this point in the hunt, it would be pretty easy to get lost and not come to the final solution, which I'm guessing is why it took 3 hints to get there. You have to make a little bit of a leap and assume that the hunt is sticking to the same theme that the whole thing has been about so far, which is Edward Elgar. A musical silence, as it relates to Elgar, should be interpreted as his death. A musical silence is also called a rest, which could be turned into the phrase rest in peace as well. I think both of these angles help to get to the final goal, which is the gravesite of Edward Elgar. Elgar died on February 23, 1934, and was buried in a family plot in St. Wolstan's Church in Little Malvern, England. To solve the riddle, you actually need to go find an image online of his tombstone, which has an inscription regarding both Elgar and his wife Alice. Above the inscription is an engraved crest of a lion with the Latin phrase fortite et fide, which translates to English as strong and loyal. Fortite et fide is the final answer to this hunt. Let's go through each of the 4 hints now as well and see how they tied into the hunt and helped narrow down this solution. The first hint read as, translate not for where is sung, a sentence in unliving tongue. I think the most obvious takeaway from this hint is that the final answer is in Latin, a famously dead language that is not spoken natively by any population today. However, it is not immediately clear what the subject of the first line is. It refers to a place where Latin, the unliving tongue, is sung and used, which is churches. Elgar's gravesite is at a church, where the final answer in Latin is found. Elgar himself is also unliving, and being a music composer ties nicely back into the word sung in this clue. The second hint was, decrypted answers you will glean by searching up above the theme. This clue is mainly intended to help direct people to the dedication page in the score of the Enigma variations, which is located prior to the theme. It also states outright that there is a cipher involved in case that wasn't already clear. To take another angle on this clue, the theme of this hunt is Edward Elgar. By searching up above his current physical location, the place where he's buried, you find the answer on his headstone. The third and final hint was, the thing you seek is on the crest if you're ahead above the rest. This brings back the idea of a rest from the encrypted Dorabella clue, uses the word head to reference a headstone, and directs you right to the lion crest at the top of the headstone. It also doubles down on the word above, which was used in the second clue, but ties the double meaning from that clue in with the Dorabella cipher. That's it. I hope you enjoyed mini hunt number 5. The next mini hunt will be released on January 1st, 2021. Like I said before, if you would like to join in, become a supporter over on Patreon. I'll put that link in the description. As always, good luck.